folks. Jennifer here with Stay Tuned. And without further ado, please enjoy our interview with the maybe antagonist of Syfy's original series revival, Blaine Abel himself, the amazing Stephen Ogg. Hi, Stephen.
Hello, how are you?
Good, nice to meet you. I'm Jennifer. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you, Jennifer. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you for letting us interview you today. I really do appreciate it. Love you in Revival so far. Blaine is one of my favorite characters on
Thank
the
you.
show.
Go on.
So how did you learn about Revival?
Aaron, wonderful and lovely Aaron Kuntz, had reached out to me with a letter. Now, this was not carried by a pigeon, was not delivered to the home, old school, which maybe I should have started telling that story. Like it would have been so cool to open up a good old fashioned. But it was a letter that he wrote, basically explaining this passion project that he has, that he's developing with Luke. And there's a character that he thought I would be wonderful for, and it's always been a dream to work with me, and all of that kind of wonderful, beautiful things that brought me to tears reading it, just because it was such a wonderful, generous letter, and imbued with such passion for a project, that I then spoke with him, and we set up a meeting. He went over it and discussed this character of Blaine Abel being like a son of a preacher man in a small town, and this revival, dead people come to life, and that he believes this is a holy war because he wants to rid them, and he speaks in verse, and he does all this. I was like, yep, sounds good. I'm in. And then you work out the details.
Did you read the comic before you joined the show?
I didn't. I've never been a graphic novel reader. Like Snowpiercer, Walking Dead. I've done the shows that have all come from based on graphic novels. It's just, I love to read like copious amounts, but graphic novels, I've never, like even as a kid, comic books, I just was never a comic book reader. So it's just not something that I resonate with. Um, I look at them, flip through them to get a sense of the world, or if there's something specific, or if I'm told to check out something. But certainly with Blaine, the character was from the get-go going to be different than what appeared in the comic, the graphic novel. So, what I did see of him, and I was like, oh, is this what we're doing? And they're like, no, 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 we're going on, we're not doing this. So there wasn't, for me, aside from getting a sense of the world, everything else comes from the pages and the scripts that were written.
Okay, that's fair. And how would you describe Blaine Abel?
Oh, handsome,
Okay.
beautiful hair, flowing, luscious locks. Blaine is a man of conviction. I mean, he gets this when Revival Day happens. It really puts him, for better and for worse, on a very straight path in his life. Having grown up with a preacher as a father and rebelled against that, then small town, doing all sorts of jobs. He's junkyard, he's refurbishing engines, he's mechanic, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's got a radio show. He's just kind of existing. The Revival Day gives him a very clear mission and message for his life, and that is to save people, save the town, save people's souls by ridding them of these revivers, which he considers to be the devil's children. So that's his mission.
Okay. And what's been your favorite episode so far this season?
There's I get to address a congregation with both a hymn. I lead a hymn, which I have never done before, so that was very exciting. And then there's a great sort of a sermon and a beautiful shot. It's just this slow, gorgeous push in on Blaine in the church that I think looks stunning. There's like candles, and it is a beautiful shot. But then I also love what Blaine is his presence in that, I think, is that's when he really becomes this sort of, to him, this, big deity like guy, which was fun. And I'm not sure what number that one is.
That's fair. I've only seen up to episode 6 so far, and it's definitely interesting. I can't wait for people to see them.
Yeah.
What can fans expect this season on Revival?
I mean, I think, as far as Blaine goes, he just, I think, gets bigger and bigger, sort of his presence. And that means not necessarily screen time presence. That just means I think he grows as his followers grow. So there's obviously a lot more that's going to be happening with everyone, with all these characters sort of vying for their own way out of this mess that they're in. So I think it's you get more of the characters. You get to find out more about the characters and what drives them and what's happened and what's what they're gonna do.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty much it. Is there anything that you can tease for this upcoming episode that's not really a tease for fans?
For 6 or 7? Three.
For episode 3 coming up.
Yeah, episode 3. Um, Watch Blaine's hair.
Okay. I'll have to go back and rewatch that. Now I'm curious.
I always thought I should have a little Beyonce blowing. There's always it just kind of every so often it just gets a little bounce, and I thought that would be kind of cool if Blaine's hair just has a wee bit of bounce. There's always a bit of wind blowing through Blaine's locks.
Uh, all right. Well, thank you so very much, Stephen. Thank you
Thank
again,
you.
Madison, for this. And you guys have a good rest of your day.